What is up, guys? Welcome to Bright Data Analytics, and today we're going to be working on this beautiful dashboard that you're seeing in front of you, which is a call center dashboard. So basically, this is an interactive dashboard built in using Power BI to analyze call volume, response performance, sentiment, and generally the call center performance. So this dashboard helps users to understand the operational trends and service efficiency. So it's basically designed to support better decision making by providing both high-level summary, which is this first page, and also provide a detailed transaction level view. Then going on to a quick overview for the dashboard. As you can see at the top there, we have what we call executive KPIs. So these ones, they just track the overall scale. So we have total number of calls received by the call center. We have the total call duration in minutes, total call duration in hours. We have the average call duration in minutes. We have the response time. When we're talking about response time, basically this is the percentage of calls answered within a target response time. So a good response time, when a customer calls, how many calls are answered within 60 seconds. So you can see 29.5% of the calls of 1.2 calls are answered within 60 seconds, which means the call center is some sort of a bad response time. That is what we can deduce from them. So basically that is what this KPI measures. Then on our other visuals there, we have calls by day, which explains how calls are distributed across days of the week. So generally you can see that we receive more calls on Friday. The call center is receiving more calls on a Friday and less calls on a Monday. So our the peak day is Friday, and maybe the off peak is Monday from the visual. Then total calls by state. This one helps understand which region generates more customer queries and service demand. So as you can see here, there are more calls from Texas, and there are less calls from California. So that is what you can deduce from there. Then total calls by reason. So this tree map here highlights most common reasons customer call the senders. Okay, so most of the calls are about account update, followed by service outage, then payments, then technical support, and so forth. At the below here, we have total calls by channel. So this one is all about the contribution of different communication channels. So it helps to compare customer interaction preferences. So as you can see here, the chatbot is contributing more to the communication channel, which means customers prefer using the chatbot when they are forwarding their queries. Then we have total calls by sentiment. So as you can see here, we want to see the sentiment of the calls. So are the calls positive? Are they negative? Are they neutral? So as you can see, most of our calls are very positive. For others are very negative, and basically we are seeing the sentiment of the calls, how many are positive, how many are negative, and it helps the stakeholders to train their staff if needed, and maybe to fix their services based from this. Then total calls by call center. This compares call volume across different call centers. So there are different call centers. One is in Denver, there's in Baltimore, Chicago, and Los Angeles. So we're saying we want to compare, we want to have a comparison of the call volume across these different call centers. So this basically helps evaluate location wise handling volume and operational load. So another thing is our dashboard is very dynamic. You can filter by date, you can filter by city, you can filter by channel. Okay, um, that is it basically. Then on another page there we have this detailed uh, transaction level view. So it's a table. Now we can see our calls in much detail. We can see the customer name, the channel used, where the customer is from, state, city, the reason for the call, the duration of the call in minutes. Then we have SLA status. So this is service level agreement status. So we're saying if the call was answered within 60 seconds, if the call was responded or picked up within 60 seconds, then we say this was within the sales level agreement. If it was answered above 60 seconds, then we say this was not within the SLA, it was above the SLA. So that is it, guys, for the overview. So let's get started. So I'll jump on to a blank Power BI desktop report, and first things first, we need to import our dataset. And for the dataset, guys, the link is in the description down below. So get the dataset from the link down below and follow along. So let's import our dataset. Our data is in Excel, so import data from Excel. Then we navigate to wherever our dataset is located. Mine is in this folder. Then we click open. It's loading. Okay. Then we select here. So this is the preview of our dataset. Then we load it. So we wait a bit while it's loading. So our dataset is successfully loaded. So you can see it here from this data panel. So this is our dataset. It's called call center data. I will not change the name. It's fine. So we need to have some sort of a short overview of our dataset before we begin to see the structure of our data. So if you come on table view there with your data set being clicked at the right there, you can now have a sort of a snapshot of our data set, how it looks. So we have call ID, we have customer name, we have the date of the call, we have the city which the customer is calling from, and the state, the channel they used, the reason for the call, the sentiment, and the duration of the call, the time, the response time. We're seeing how how long did it take for the call to be picked up or for the customer to be responded to? For this customer, it took 163 seconds. Okay, the call center, which is Baltimore. So that is the sort of the snapshot of our data set here. So let's begin. Okay, first things first, we need to change the background color of this data set here. So let me go to canvas, canvas background, column, more column, then we put the X code for the color that you want to use here. So this one is E F E F E F, then we enter. So then change here because we need to reduce the transparency to 0. There you go. So we now have our background color for the canvas successfully changed. Then another thing, we need a table to house our measures. We don't want to mix our measures with our columns here. So let's create a separate table to put our measures that we're going to be creating. So you come on enter data here. Okay, then you change the table name and you call it all measures, just like so. Then you click load. There we go. We now have our new table here called all measures. So that is where we're going to be putting our measures. So let's start. Remember, our first KPI is total calls handled, total calls in the dataset that our company or this call center is receiving, the number of calls that they received. So come back here, you come in all measures, you right click, click new measure, then you say total calls. So basically for total calls, we're just going to count the number of rows in our dataset. That is basically the number of calls this call center has received so far. So you can say count rows of our dataset, which is called call center data. Then you close this and you enter. So we now have our measure here, total calls. So let's bring in a card here. Then we put total calls like so. So we need then to then format this. So we need our number in full, not like this. So you click on total calls, you come on call out value, on cards change to total calls, then come on value, scroll down a little bit and you see display units, we say none. So it's now 1.2, but we want to have 1,000 separated them. So you come here and you click this comma. So our calls are now formatted well. Then we want to align this on the left like so, and we want to change the font size of our value to 20, and we want to change our label size. So scroll down on label total calls, this text called total calls, that's our label. So we want to reduce its size also to 10, to 11, I think to 11, something like so. Then we narrow this, I think the width should be around 214, yes, and the height should be around let's put 109. Okay, now let's change the background of this card. So click it, come here and come on multi-card layout, scroll down and let's change the color to GD2 G4A and we enter. Okay, then we close the multi-card layout. You come on cards, click on total calls. You know what, let's turn off this background here, let's turn it off. Let's use this one. Let's put the color on the cards, not on the multi-card layout. So let's turn off this border, come here, color, let's use the color that we previously used, this one. Okay, then if you come on to general effects, turn off the background. Okay, like so. Let's change the value color here and the label color here. Come to call out, make sure on the cards total calls is selected on value. Scroll down, this color, let's change it to white. Okay, let's scroll down to label, also this color, let's change it to white, like so. Okay, perfect. So we now have our total calls. Then we move on to our second KPI, which is total call duration in minutes. So we come here on all measures, right click, new measure, then we say total total call duration in minutes. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to sum, let's postpone this. So we're going to sum the call duration in minutes. So let me copy this and show you what I'm talking about. Let's cut. So if you look at our table here, we have a column called call duration. So we want to find the total, right? The total value, that is the total call duration, the total value of this column. So what we're going to do is going to simply sum the values in that column. So we're going to say total call duration in minutes. So we're going to say sum. What are we going to sum? We're going to sum call duration in minutes, right? All the values in that column, we're going to sum them. So we now have that. So what we're going to do, we're going to duplicate this card. So you control copy, you control V, you move it a little bit to the right, like so. Then instead of call duration, total calls here, remove it and put total calls duration minutes. So we need to format it again, come to cards, select total call duration in minutes, turn off the border, come to background. So I'm going to use a different hue color for this one, and it's gonna be F26A8D. Okay, so that will be the color. Then we need to change the call out color there and size. So we come to value, we make this 20, and of course white, and I will put it on the right, and I will change the label color as well. We change the label color as well to white. Okay, then we need to change the size of this. Okay, so we now have total call duration in minutes, but we don't want this K, so we go back to our value. Alright, our call out value on display units, we make it none. Okay, then the size is okay and everything is okay. So we need to extend it a little bit, like so, like so, like so. Then that is it for total call duration in minutes. Then another KPI that we're going to look at is total call duration in hours. Okay, so we come back here. So before we had that measure, total call duration in hours. So this was in minutes. So we summed this column values, they are in minutes, but now we want the answer or the final result in hours. So to convert minutes from hours, we divide by 60. Okay, so we're going just to divide this total value of the call duration in minutes column by 60 to get the total call duration in hours. I hope that is clear. So all measure, new measure. So we come and say total call duration in hours. So we're going to say, okay, can you sum the call duration column and that value, can you divide it by 60 like so? Okay, then we end up, then we close this, then we copy this card, we bring it here. Okay, so instead of total calls, we use total call duration in hours there. Okay, we format it like what we did for others. So we're going to say total call duration in hours. What are we turning off? I think on multi-card layout there, it's off. Okay, perfect. We come on cards, remove the border. Then background, let's use this first red. Okay, then we close it. We come to call out value, we scroll down, cards, we choose our card value, we change this to 20 and we make it white, we align it on the right, we scroll down on the label, we reduce this to that, then we change the color to white. Okay, then we extend a little bit. Okay, perfect. Then we move on to another KPI, which is average call in minutes, average call duration. So on average, how long does the call take, right? On average, how long does the call take? So we come back here, we say new measure, okay? Then we say average, you can say AVG for average call duration in minutes, right? So we're going to say is equals to, there's a formula called average. So we say average of what? Of the call duration in minutes column. So we want all the average value of the call duration minute column. That's the average call duration. So on average, how long is the call taking? Okay, so that is that measure. So copy this one. So control copy, control V, we bring it here. Then instead of call duration in minutes, we want to remove it and we put average call duration in what? In minutes. So we change the background like what we did for others. So the background for this is this one. Then you scroll down, can you close this? You scroll down to call out. You choose average call duration on value. Let's reduce it to 20 like others, and let's make it white. And the display units, I think they are fine. Let's align it to the right. Then you come to the label. Let's reduce this to this. Then let's make it white also. Okay, that is it for our average call duration in minutes. Then the last KPI that we're going to be looking at is the response time. So on overview or introduction, we say that when we're talking about response time, is basically a percentage of calls. We're measuring the percentage of calls which were answered within a target response time. That's the response time. So a good response time basically is less than 60 seconds. So all calls which are answered below or within 60 seconds, that's a good response time. So we want to measure how many calls were answered within 60 seconds. What percentage of calls were answered within 60 seconds? That's the response time. So we're saying for all the 1.2 calls that we received, how many were answered? Okay, within 60 seconds. So if our percentage is high, it means that we have a good response time. If our percentage is low, it means that we have a bad response time and it needs to be fixed. So let's look at the measure. So we click on new measure in our all measures table. Okay, then we say response time in as a percentage, right? Then we say equals to. So we're basically going to find all the calls that were answered within 60 seconds and we divide it by all the calls that we received. Okay, that is how we get that percentage. So the formula is we say divide. We're going to divide. We're going to divide. So we want to first count. We want to count all the calls in our data set that were answered within 60 seconds. So we say filter here, call center data, then we say call center response time. Okay, call center response time in seconds less or equal to 60. So basically what we are doing here is we are counting the number of calls which were answered within less or within 60 seconds or less. Then we divide that now by the total number of calls in our dataset. So we say by what? We can say divide by total calls. We have that measure that we did initially. Then we enter. Okay, so let me pull this, control copy, control V. Okay, so I don't need these total calls, I need a response time. So it's 0.30, but we want it as a percentage. So click on this, then turn it as a percentage here. Okay, to 2 decimal places is fine. So it's 29.50. So we are saying 29.5% of the calls were answered within 60 seconds. So this is a bad number, as you can see, which means most of our calls are taking time to be responded to. Okay, most of our customers' queries are taking time to be responded to, which is a bad metric there. So they need to fix that. I hope you get that. So let's now format that cards response time, come to background, let's change it to this red, let's collapse that, call out, let's choose the response time, our value, Let's reduce it to 20 like others, the color to white. Okay, let's put it on the right. Then our label, scroll down. On our label, reduce this, and our color should be white. Next one. So that is it basically. That is it basically for our KPIs. So what is left now is now putting the icons, okay, the icons for total calls and so forth. So how do we insert icons? So you come on insert, you come on image, then you come on style, you come on it's on image, then browse. Okay, so we want for calls, we're gonna use this one. Okay, then we reduce it, then we put it here, then we produce it nicely. We put it around there. Okay, perfect. Then for total call duration, we do the same thing. Insert image, on style, come on image, browse, come to where your call your images are. So I'm gonna use this one, call duration. Then I'm gonna reduce it and I'm gonna put it there. Okay, that is it for total call duration in minutes. Then we're also gonna put another image for total call duration in hours. Do the same thing. Come on image. Let's go to where our images are. So we're gonna use this one. Reduce it and we put it here. Okay, then we want the average call duration. So we put another image. Come on style, come on image, browse. Then you use this one. We reduce it again and we put it over here. Yes, and then let's put it on the right a little bit. Then we have our response time here. So let's set image, style, image, upload. We're gonna use this one. Reduce it and we'll bring it here and we'll reduce it again. Like so. So that was it guys for our KPIs. That was it for our KPIs. Okay, so we move on to our other visuals here. So we are now moving on to calls by day. So which means we are now going to make use of the calendar table. So calls by day, if you look at our data set here, we don't have a day column. So what are we going to do? We're going to make use of calendar table. So a calendar table is used for deducing things like year, like day, like month. All those things are done by the calendar table. It's basically for time intelligence functions. So let's create our calendar table. So we come on new table and we call it calendar. Say equals to, then we say add columns, then we say calendar auto. So then we say year. Let me type all this, then I'll explain. Okay, so I've finished typing our calendar functions here. So year is for deducing the year, month is for deducing the month name, month number is for deducing the month number, like from 1 to month. January is 1, February is 2. So this is the function. Day for deducing day of the week, like Monday, Tuesday, we use this function, use format date, and DDD for uh, picking up the name of the day. Then with day number is in what is the number of the day. For example, Sunday is 1, Monday is 2, Tuesday is 3, and so forth. Is for also for sorting in our visuals. Our day is in our visuals, so they come in order. So if I enter this, we have our calendar table with our date, with our year, with our month, with our month number, our day of the week, and our weekday number. So we now have our calendar, but at the moment it's not linked to our call center data. So we come to model here. Maybe if I collapse this, we now have to link our date here with this date. Okay, so we just drag it here, say so, then this will pop up. So our relationship between calendar and call center data is 1:many. Then I'll save this. Okay, so our calendar table is now related or connected to our call center data. So let's move on. Let's come back to our visual, and we'll bring in our bar chart and put it here. So then we come to our calendar. Okay, close this a bit. We come to our calendar and we pick day. Okay, then we come to our measures. We pick total calls. Okay, so we now have this visual here. Total calls by day. So we have Friday, Thursday, Saturday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday. But our days are just mixed up. Are mixed up. So we need to sort them in order, starting from Sunday. That is where our weekday num comes in. So we click on day, then we come here on sort by, and we sort by weekday num. Okay, the order isn't reflected yet, so we need to remove day and re-edit. So you can see our days are now sorted in the right order. So now let's format our graph here. Now let's format our graph here. Okay, the width of this should be around, let's check our width. Okay, our width should be around 386. Our height should be 272, like so. Okay, so now let's format this to make it nice. So let's start with the title. Let's make use of this, and let's reduce it to something like so. Yes. Okay, let's remove this title here. On x-axis, we don't want the title, and the values on the x-axis should be black. Okay, visible. Let's turn off also this on the y-axis. Turn off the title, they are gone. Turn off the values, they are gone. Let's come to our data labels, turn them on, and scroll down. The values, make them black, like so. Let's come to our bars, okay, our column bars. So come to columns, color. Let's change this color. So the color for this should be F49CBB. Okay, this should do. Okay, so that is our total calls by day. As you can see, we're receiving more calls on Friday and less calls on a Monday. Okay, that is perfect. Then let's format this and let's make it a little bit nicer. Come to general, come to effects, turn on visual border, but we don't want it to be black. Effects, visual border, make it this, and yes, this is a little bit nice. And let's make some rounded borders. Come back here to general, to effects, close the background, visual border. Our rounded corners, they just make them 2, right? Maybe 3. Okay, something nice like this. Okay, perfect. So that is our total calls by day visual. Then we move on to calls by state. Okay, calls by state. So this is a pie chart. So what I will do is I will copy this. Okay, copy V, we drag it here, drag it here. We remove this and we put pie chart. Then we want total calls by state, so you come to our call center here, data, and you click state, then you choose total calls, so it becomes like so. But I want to change the labels there. I just want the numbers, I don't want the percentage. So you come here, you come on detail labels, then you say on label contents, just say I want the data value only, like so. So that is it. We now have our total calls by state. As you can see here, more calls are being received from Texas and less calls are received from California. So what is the width of this? Let's check. Let's make this a little bit less, like so. Yes. Okay. Maybe I need to put this a little bit here and this a little bit here. Okay, perfect. Now let's move on to our next KPI, which is top calls, top reasons for calls, right? I want to see calls by reasons, if I can put it in a simple way. Calls, total calls by reasons. So what we'll do is we'll grab this, because we want that formatting. Then we'll reduce it to so. reduce it to so. Then we move it a little bit this side, and make it like so. Okay, perfect. But we don't want this, and we want to make it a tree map. Okay, so we're going to put call reason, and we're going to put total calls like so. So we now have our total calls by reason. It's not by call reason. So we change the title here and just say by reason. Okay, so we have total calls by reason. But now we can see here most of our calls are for account upgrade, followed by service outage. So that is the visual for total. We want to see for all the calls that are coming, what is the reason of the call? What are people or customers complaining or querying about? So mostly it's about account update followed by service outage. Less calls are about billing. Okay, so let's change the colors. So let's select this, come here, come to colors. On account update, let's use this. On account update, let's use F49CBB. Okay, then on service outage, let's use A1343C. Okay, then on payments, let's use this E60. I think that was the one that was already there is fine. C37, I think it's fine. Then on technical support, let's use AD5129. Okay, then on billing, let's use GD2G4A. Okay, so that is it. That is the visual for total calls by reason. Okay, perfect. Then let's move on to another visual, which is calls by channel. This is going to be a donut chart, calls by channel. So what I would do is I'll come here, I will grab this, control copy, control V, we put it down there like so, like so. Now what happened to this? Let's put it nicely. Yes, so we have this. Okay, but we don't want these values, and we want to make it a donut chart. And total calls by channel. So we come here in our data set, we click channel, and we click total calls. So we now have something like so. So basically for this, we wanted to see the contribution of different communication channels. Remember, customers use different communication channels. So we want to see the contribution of those communication channels in comparing customer. It helps actually to compare customer interaction preferences. What do they prefer to forward their queries? So as you can see, more calls are through the chatbot, followed by the web, then the call center, then the email, through email. So let's change the colors. Okay, then I come on here, you come on slices, you come on color, you choose chatbot first. Then the color for chatbot is gonna be 880G1E. Okay, then the color for our web It's gonna be DD2 G4A. Then the color for our call center is gonna be F26A HD. Then the color for our email is gonna be F49CBB. Okay, that is it. We now have our total calls by channel. We'll move on to calls by sentiment. Okay, calls by sentiment. So what I will do is I'll grab this, control copy, control V, and you bring it here. Then I will change this to, I'll remove day and I'll put sentiment like so. Then we need to change the width of our bars here. So come to columns, come on layout, yes, on layout, let's use 34%. Let's pump this up to 34%. Yeah, it comes nicer like this. So you can see most of the calls, we have more calls that are positive and others are negative, and so forth. So this is the sentiment from our that we're getting from the calls. Okay, then I can reduce this a little bit. Then the last one is going to be calls by call center. Remember, from our data set here, if you click this, we have a call center, right? We have different locations for our call centers. So what I will do is I'll grab this, control copy, control V, bring it here, and you reduce it. But we're gonna use this one, and we're gonna remove sentiment, and we're gonna use call center like so. Then we do this, move it a little bit like so. Okay, so this is total calls by call center. So Denver is receiving more calls. So let's format our title like so. Then let's change the layout. I think so. If you come on bars, not on bars. If you come on, where do we change this? Is it y-axis? Yes, on y-axis, maximum width. Yes, if we, I think it's now fine. So we now have our bars here, total calls by call center. As you can see, Denver is receiving more calls followed by Baltimore. Let's put these values inside. So you come on data labels, then position, let's put inside end. So they are now in here. Okay, perfect. Then we are now done with our first visual here. We now need to put our header for the dashboard. So in our all measures, close this, in our all measures, you click a new measure, you call this dashboard, you call this dashboard title, and you call this call center dashboard. Okay, so you bring it here. So if you're not seeing it, try putting it on a table, then put it on a card again. So we have this. You can reduce it, then we put it on top of them. So you come here on call out, you select dashboard title, then you move down, you make it 20. Yes, then you remove this label called dashboard title, you turn it off here and it's gone. Then on cards, you're seeing there's a border there around that, so we need to come on cards, on dashboard title, we turn off the border, it's gone. Then if you come back to our value, they also need to center it. If you come to our value there and we put it on the center like so, then you put it like this, then you put it like so, then you put it like so. The value, okay, perfect. Then I think maybe we need to broaden this on call out, on value. If we bold this, if we choose bold, yes, like so. Okay, perfect. Then we are now working on our sidebar. So you come on insert, you come on shape, you come on this rectangle, then you bring it like so. Then you move it a little bit on the side. For width 216, I bet 19, yes. Okay, then maybe we can move like so. Okay, now let's change the background color of this one, the color of this header, the color of the header, the color of the header, style, color. Let's use this one. Yes. So we now have if the X color for this one is 880D1E, that is the X color. Then we now put an icon here. So you come on insert, you come on style, come on image, browse, you choose this one, open, you choose it like so, you put it there. Okay, now we have it here. Then we need you can change this page to home. Can you say, let's say overview? Yes, overview. Okay, then we need to put a filter for date here. So you come here on filter or slicer. So we're going to use not button slicer. Where is the slicer? Where is the slicer? Okay, here it is, slicer. So in our date there we put date. Okay, then we reduce it like so, put it here, we reduce it, then we change the header to date filter or date range, then we change it to say go, then we reduce the font. Okay, then we need to change, no, we need to change the background of this. We want to make it this. No, 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 not that one. We need to come to general, on effects, we turn off the background, then we come on visual. Our values now should be white, our header now should be white. Perfect. Perfect. So we now have our date filter there. Then we need another filter for city. We want filter by city. Then you come here on visualizations, you click on this slicer. No, you click on this slicer. Okay, you come in our data set and you click city. Okay, you come here on settings, we want it to be a drop down. Okay, we resize it a bit, we drop it here, then we put it like so. Okay, same thing, it doesn't need a background, this one. So you come on general, on effects, turn off the background. Okay, then you come on visual, you come on values, you scroll down, you make it white. Okay, but if you select it now, the values are no longer visible, which means you need to go down on background and choose the same color as this sidebar. So if you can now see the values. The header is in black, we need to make it white. So you come here, slicer header, you make it white, and the font should be say go. Yes, for this one. Okay, perfect. So we now have our city. You can now filter by city. You can say Buffalo, and you can see calls from Buffalo, the total calls, and everything. Then we need another filter by channel. Control copy this one, Control V. You put it down there. Then we don't put city, we put channel. So you can now filter by communication channel. Goes through the web. There are 297, and we can see the duration, the response time, the by day for the web. Okay, state, sentiment, and so forth. Then that's it. Now the last thing that we need on this one, patterns here. We need buttons for navigation because we're going to create another last page. So what you do is you on insert, you come on patterns and you say navigator, then you say page navigator. Okay, then this page now we're not going to duplicate it. You duplicate this one, we're going to call it we're going to call it what did you call it on the other? Call it grid, yes. So this one has been called grid. So it's the grid view or the detailed view. So if you come back here, we need to resize this now. Okay, maybe I need to delete this, and I need to come and copy this and put it on the what, on the grid there, like so. Okay, so maybe I can move it at the top a little bit. Okay, so if you click your control here and click this, you can go back to the overview. If you click your control and click grid, you come to the grid. Okay, but on the grid there, we're going to put another, we're going to keep these KPIs and get rid of these things. So select this, remove, 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 select this, remove. Okay, so we're going to make use of a table here. So we're going to click table. So grab our table. So on our table, we're going to put some of the columns on this, not all. So I'll click call ID. There it is. I'll click customer name. I'll click the channel the customer used. I'll click the state where the customer is, let's use state where the customer is calling from, the city, and I'll put the reason for their call. I'll also put the duration of the call in minutes, and for this one, just say don't summarize. Then there's another column that I must add called SLA status. So when I'm talking about SLA, it's a service level agreement. So we want to see if our calls, right, one by one, do they fall under service level agreement or they are above. So our SLA status can either it's within SLA or it's above. So how do you determine that? If the response time of a call is less than 60 seconds, less or equal to 60 seconds, then it was within the SLA, the service level agreement. If it was, if the response time is above 60 seconds, then it is above SLA. Okay, so what do? We come to here, table view, we create a new column in our call center data. We say new column. This is a calculated column. So we call this SLA status. Then we say if, right? We're saying if the response time, right? If the response time is less or equal to 60, right? This response time. If it's less or, this is in seconds. If it's less or equal to 60 seconds, then you can say, okay, this call was within, it was within SLA, right? It was within the service level agreement, right? Otherwise, if the call is above that, then you can say it is above. Then we enter. So we now have a new calculated column here called SLA status. So you can see this is above 60 seconds, so it's above SLA. Then any call which is below 60 seconds, the response time 60 seconds is within SLA. So we come back to here, we now add that column. Where is it? This one, we now add it here. Okay, for each and every call, we want to see if this call was within SLA or it was above SLA. So now let's rename our columns. Call ID should be call ID like so. customer name should be customer name like so, channel is channel, call reason should be call reason like so, then call duration, we can say call duration in, let's say in minutes in full, then SLA status is LSL status. So let's increase to take up the space. So it should be like so. Okay, like so. Now let's change the colors. Let's change the colors. So if you come on the table, come to column header, the background color should be, for this one it should be F26A8G. Okay, then the text color should be white like so. Then I think if you come on grid, then border, that little line, blue line that you're seeing there, we just want to make it white. Yes. Then for alternate color there, you come on values, on alternate background color, we use this one. We use F1PACE. Okay, that's the alternate color. Yes. So that is it, guys, for the grid view or the table view. So you can filter this by date. As you can see, most of our dates from this, they are in October. So if you filter there for October, it should be working. So if you filter October, as you can see, if you filter there, you can see it's working. If you can filter by city, if you can filter by the communication channel, all is working fine. So that was it, guys, for this call center dashboard. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly subscribe, kindly like this video, kindly share this video, and see you in the next video.